Johnson patient, working his way inside, gets a man in the air, blocked by Froelich Fair. Out to Mitchell for a straight on three. 272 over this Evergreen State team. Colton Mitchell on the baseline drive. Wow, tough pass over the shoulder and reined in by Jackson Rasmussen. Colton Mitchell has Idaho up with numbers, 5-on-4. Mitchell slicing to the rack, making a 13-0 run.
Trying to get this Evergreen State offense going with a bucket there to break the seal.
Seth Joba. Defense, it's right about middle of the road. College basketball, 72.8 points per game allowed. There's a drive and a slam. Miles Clapper, redshirt sophomore, Hillsborough, California. So it goes around the perimeter. Seth Joba out of the corner for three. High bouncing in. Aiden Sevilla with some speed to the front court. Now he bounces underneath to Brickner. Down inside Ewan Steele out of a double team. Sevilla ducks under a couple defenders.
Just very impressive with the sharing of the ball so far here today from the Vandals.
Aiden Sevilla showing off the handles and under the basket. Back to Biko Johnson. Now Mitchell open to the baseline. Robury on the take. Bounce pass stolen away by Biko Johnson. Turnover number 8 for Evergreen State, and it turns into a slam. Jackson Rasmussen keeping with it near half court. 10 to shoot for Idaho. Rasmussen trying to post up. Mitchell lets it fly out of the corner pocket for three. Tacoma.
Good soft touch there from Bridges.
Defense snapping on Jackson Rasmussen. Aiden Sevilla lost the dribble, but able to get it to Ewan Steele. Trayvon Blassingame straight on trigger. In and out. Miles Clapper hanging in the air. Evergreen State out of the Cascade Collegiate Conference, NAIA school from Olympia, Washington, the state capital nearby Washington State. Aiden Sevilla get that shot over Isaiah Brickner. Brickner's now got 2-on-1 the other way. Clapper up for Brickner. Sky scraping alley-oop for the Vandals. For Idaho on the offensive board.
And Miles Clapper has just been so active on the offensive glass, either with tips or getting offensive rebounds.
22-2 points off turnovers, 30-8 in the paint, 22-2 second chance points. Mitchell off the steal. Biko Johnson with the lay-in. Wide open underneath, Jackson Rasmussen. That's easy from Jack Payne. Checked his feet to make sure he was behind the line for three. Now Jackson Rasmussen, he wants a 20-piece. He's got it. Isaiah Brickner off the rebound. Trayvon Blassingame trying to become the 11th to score. He does on the tray, and he's fouled. Seth Joba, corner three open, just a little short. Isaiah Brickner, offensive board, hits the B button. Seth Joba. Kick out to Isaiah Brickner. Scott helping Miles Clapper, who's wide open for three. Threes per game, number 16 in the country. Miles Clapper turning up the tempo coast to coast.
Joba getting in the ball screen, but getting back and recovering to his man.
Open Biko Johnson, three-pointer, 13th. Only ones who haven't hit, haven't attempted. That's Ewan Steele and Brody Robury. Aiden Sevilla dropping off to Ewan Steele, who's cutting to the cup. Idaho's been patient with this zone defense they faced today, and they find an open Miles Clapper at the end of the shot clock.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 30-plus minutes into the game, and it's a tight game at Notre Dame as we see Seth Joba walk into the top of the key three.
Brickner's 3 rebounds away from his first career double-double. Ewan Steele in the post. Going to work for Idaho. Righty hook rolls it over the iron. Aiden Sevilla able to get out of a crowd. And another three for Trayvon Blassingame.
And hits the brakes.
Aiden Sevilla gets it back from Trayvon Blassingame. Little space for Sevilla on a step-back three.
Coach, you come off a tough loss versus Notre Dame where you guys battle. You have an NAIA opponent come in here. The thing for me was focus from the start, and you guys came out and showed that. Sometimes it can be easy to let up, but I thought the team had a lot of focus on the defensive end and offensive end. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, we use the word maturity, but it's the exact same thing, right? Are we mature enough? Are we focused enough to execute our game plan on both ends? You know, this team has a lot of areas where we need to get better before conference play, and I thought for the most part, other than very small stretches, we did a good job being mature, making the right adjustments throughout the game, and defending, which was kind of our priority here.
Talk about the unselfish play. It's, 25 assists. You guys shared the ball. Unbelievable. It doesn't look like there's anyone's rushed out there. They're looking to find the open player, and it just seems like good teammates and unselfish play. Talk about that.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I think we do have a lot of unselfish guys who care about team basketball and us earning great shots as a team, not necessarily about who's getting it. And so we got a lot of options. We got a lot of weapons. I thought our bench did a really good job tonight of executing and earning great shots throughout the night. So we like that assist rate. We also talk about energy in the basketball. We just like to keep good energy in the ball, moving side to side, and it's going to find the right guy. And I thought the guys did a nice job of that tonight.
And the last thing I got to talk to you about is our player of the game, Aiden Sevilla.
Yeah.
14 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, outstanding out there. And what I was talking about on broadcast is for a guy that's a point guard, coming off the bench, doesn't play a lot, he just seems to be under control. And it's rare you see that from your third point guard out there. But talk about him and what he's been able to do tonight.
Yeah, Aiden's fantastic. He was kind of a late addition to this program, and he's brought so much on the court and off the court. When Titus Yearout went down for the year, we needed to find somebody who had experience that we could rely on. And knock on wood, we've stayed relatively healthy so far for the most part. And so we haven't gone too deep to Aiden, but everybody in our program knows that we can go to Aiden when we need him. And he performed really well tonight. I think every time his name's been called, he's performed like a fifth-year guy, which is what he is. He's played a lot of college basketball, very experienced, and just a team guy through and through.
We appreciate you, Coach. Good job today. And, you're looking at 2 upcoming games before Christmas break, and then we're right into conference play. That's the last thing I want to ask you about is how that's feeling and how you guys are feeling going into that Christmas break and then into conference as well.
Yeah, I think we're getting better. That's what this whole thing's about, is just game by game, day by day, finding ways to get better. I know this team has a very high ceiling. Again, I keep using that word maturity. They understand it's a process. There's going to be some highs and lows, but our guys are working hard. Come off a big road trip, South Dakota State, Notre Dame. We learned a lot during that trip, and the guys just got focused, dialed in, and got better. So really excited about the future of this group, but this road trip here coming up is going to be a big challenge. So new opportunity.
All right, appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Go Vandals.